Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We've got a little bit of an attention grabber for you today. We've got this text mask and we've animated it by changing the colors. It's going to get people's attention pretty quickly, which is what you want with a website. Really easy to do, so let's get started. I'm going to enable the visual builder. Once enabled, I'm going to go down and let's delete this section. Little blue tab for a section. I'm going to hit the trash can. Let's add a new section and we'll start from scratch. Little blue button to add a new section. I'm going to use a regular section. Inside I'm going to put a single column. Inside my column I'm going to put a text module, which will be all the way down at the bottom here. There it is. Okay, let's put what we want our title to say up here. Really exciting stuff. And it'll update it in here once you click on it, or you can just write it here in here to begin with. I'm going to select it. I'm going to turn mine into a heading 2. Great, and I want a sort of blocky text that's going to look good with an image behind it. So to edit this text, the easiest way is to roll over it, hit the little paintbrush, that'll take you straight to it. Font I'm going to use today is called Anton. Just click on the default there. To audition a font, you can just roll over it and it'll give you an example. I know what I want today, so I'll pop it up in the search. I want Anton. There it is. As you can see, it's a lot more blocky. But I'm going to make mine huge. So firstly, let's make it bold. Makes it even more blocky. I'm going to capitalize it. I'm going to centralize it. I want it an awful lot bigger. Now when I put in, I'm probably going to put in 180, but when I do that it's going to break because it will be too wide for the row. So 180. As you can see, that's absolutely huge. If you want to keep yours split like that, that's fine, you can leave it like that. I want mine to fit within this row though. So let's just save this quickly. I want to go back into my row, the green tab, and we'll make this row full width. Over in design and sizing, width, pull the slider up to 100%. Max width, just type 100% below there. That's great. We've now got a full width row and we can see our text a lot better. Great. Well, let's go back in here because there's a couple of things that we want to make sure that we do. I want to make sure that this text is black in color. Let's go back in there. Again, I'm going to hit that little paintbrush now on the far left hand side because we've made the row so big. Down here in the color, I'm going to make sure this is black because when I put the image in the background there and multiply it or add screen to it, it'll work better if it's a black. So make sure you do that. Right, well, let's get the image that we want to put behind here. To do that, we need to go back into the row, the green tab, and inside the column within the row, make sure you do this in the column, not in the row. Go into the column, little cog. Under content, there's background. We've got color, gradient, image, video, background pattern or background mask. Let's pop an image behind there, background image. I find this sort of thing works better with busy type images, so let's pop this one in perhaps. Now let's put it in the actual column there. We want to see it behind the text really, not actually in the column that's sitting behind the text. That's okay. Let's save what we've got here, which will take us back to the main row settings. Save that again. Go back into our little text module here, the dark tab. Under content, we're going to give it a background. Background, I'm going to give it its white. Now of course you can't see that image. We want the text to see the image. So to achieve that, let's go over to our design. Remember, we're in our text module again. We're going to roll on down to filters. And if we roll on down to the bottom of filters, there's blend mode. I'm going to switch it from normal to screen. Great, well we've got our image behind there now. I've got a little line top and bottom there think I can get rid of that by getting rid of any padding on the row itself. So back into the green tab for the row, design, spacing. I'm going to put a 0 in the padding there for the top. Yeah, it's got rid of that line there. And let's just hit the change so we got same on both sides. Great, well we can animate this now. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put a color in the background of this. So we're in the row, let's go to the content. We need to do this in the column again, where we put the image itself. Let's go into that column. Back to background where we put the image. I'm actually going to blend it with a color here. So I'm going to click on the color, little paint pot there. I'm going to put a red color in. Now whatever, we're going to write an animation that changes from red to blue in a minute. So whatever color you decide to start off with, use as your base color here. Now I'm going to go to the background image itself. I'm going to roll down, make sure the parallax is set to no. You'll find the image blend. If parallax is on, this won't work. So I'm going to change it from normal to multiply, so it multiplies it with that color. You see the red sort of overlay. Great. And while we're in our column, we need to give it a CSS class so we can write this little bit of code. So in advanced, CSS ID and classes, remember we're in our column. Let's give it a class of maskecol perhaps, maskecol. You can make yours what you want, it wants to be unique. I like mine to mean something to me, so that when I see it in the code I know what it is. Great, well let's save that. We'll save the row changes there. And let's write a bit of code to make this thing change color. So I'm going to add a little code module. You can put it where you want. It doesn't take up much real estate. I'm going to roll down. I'll pop my little code module right under this image right here. Let's put another little row in. Use a single row. Of course I'm going to use a code module. Once the module's up, let's roll back up to our mask text so we can see what's going on. Okay, I'm going to put all this text down below. But the only bit I can't put down is my style tags here. So you'll need to write those if you're using a code module. Left pointy bracket, the word style, style, and right pointy bracket. When you put the right one in, it'll put the closing tag in, and that's all there is to it. Okay, well we gave our little column there a class of maskecol. All classes have a dot or a period in front, so dot. And then the name, maskecol. Now what I want to do with it, I'm going to open and close some curly brackets here. I'm going to tell it I want it to animate, so I'm going to create an animation for it. Animation, colon. I'm going to give my animation the name of colc. That's my shorthand for color change. Again, you can call yours what you want. It wants to be unique though. I'm going to have mine running for 6 seconds. Duration of the actual animation, and I want it to be infinite, so it keeps on going and going. I'm going to pop a semicolon over there. Now we need to create this animation that we're going to call colc, or color change shorthand. So I'm going to copy that. We'll drop down. We're using keyframes for this today, so I'm going to say at keyframes. Then the name of the animation that we gave it, colc. Let's open and close some more curly brackets now and animate it. Okay, at 0%, or when the page loads, second one of our 6 seconds there, 0%, we can open and close some more curly brackets there. I'm going to have the background start off as its regular color, which was red. Remember we put that background color of red in there. So I'm going to say background color dash color. I'm just going to say red. You can put a hex code in, an RGBA, whatever you want. Okay, well I'm going to copy this a couple more times now. From the 0 to the first curly bracket. Control C. I'm going to drop down. Control V to paste. I'm going to drop down again. Paste it again. 50%. I'm going to change that to blue. And back at 100%. I want it to be red again. So all I need to do is change that to 100%. And as you can see now, That's changing colour in the background. It's blending with the image, which creates some great effects. Don't forget this code's down below, everything apart from the style tags. And you can put this in your custom CSS if you prefer, or additional CSS without the style tags, if you want to use it that way. So let's save our changes here, make sure everything's going to work on the front end. Hit the little purple button, save draft or publish if you're ready, and exit the visual builder. And there we have it. There's our little animated text headline with a text mask, and we've animated it by making it change blend from red to blue. And that's a pretty eye-catching thing to have on your site, which is what you want. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them below the video. I'll do my best to answer them or make a demo video for you. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.